Well, happy Friday and welcome to the Geospatial-Next Friday talk. For those that are just new to the talk, I talk about in this Friday conversation the emerging world of geospatial. It's very much centered around both the technology and the business world. It's really talking about geospatial crossing the chasm from a niche to much wider use. So our Friday talk today is entitled, Why Are We Still Ignoring the Geospatial Elephant in the Room? So, what is an elephant in the room? It's a topic we avoid. Let's talk about where we are today with geospatial. Today, too often, we're focused on services and product promotion. It's stuff we've already got, it's stuff we've built years ago, and we promote that. We're also too often forced to wade through treacle. I posted this on LinkedIn the other day. Too often we read articles which are use cases, selling a product, hard to read. We need to get away from that. So we're in a world of change, not only technologically, but how we message, how we talk about what we do. Today we're at an inflection point. I've mentioned this before. Geospatial is moving into much wider potential usage, but we're still at that point of crossing the chasm. Very much at the heart of the next conversation is how we move, we recognize the inflection point and how we actually seriously cross the chasm. So next really means new and different. And I'll underline the fact that we're really talking about not just two-dimensional maps, we're talking about three-dimensional worlds, we're talking about 4 dimensions and change. We're talking about the new space economy and SAR and all this new exciting data that's coming out of it within the Earth observation world. And again, just to underline, we're also talking about new business models. We're talking about new sales and marketing conversations. So Geospatial Next is really about that emerging world. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. I think the biggest thing that we're challenged with is, do we actually know what customers want? We certainly have services and products, but for this new emerging world where there's a wide array of new possibilities, do we actually know what customers want? The other key question there is, do customers know what they want? 2 critical questions which my sense is what we're really avoiding conversations about. We're making presumptions, we're taking that field of dreams approach, but we're not really engaging with customers much to understand. So this all too common approach is most often we look to customers to share what they want. And I'm not just talking about companies who have external customers, I'm also talking about folks who work within organizations, have internal customers. We're looking to them to come to us to try and solve a problem, but often they don't know what they want. Customers want guidance on what they should be doing. So we're really in a phase of discovery now. Things have changed. We're entering a new world. We need to understand that world, and discovery is a key part of that. So the journey to Next is really embarking on that journey, and you are the guide. So let's talk about the where, the what, and the how of the destination. The first thing is, where do customers want to go to? What's their final destination? The second thing is, what is now possible? Customers don't know what's possible. They know what they've been doing and how they've been doing things. And in some cases, inertia is a challenge we face, but what is now possible? Can we paint those pictures? And the other piece to that is, how do they get there? How do we provide that guide to actually get there? And I really like the analogy of a road. And in many ways, when we talk about where geospatial is today, we're at the start of a new journey. The end point we're trying to map out. Now, I've mentioned it again in other talks and how I finish my talks. I actually work at a company called Critigen, and I'm the Geospatial Innovations Director. Now, innovations has got I look at Geospatial Next as innovative. It's really, in my definition, of our definition, it's applied innovation. So it is certainly technology and it's certainly business, but it's really mapping out that journey to get from where our customer is today to that endpoint, a destination, a set of solutions, and to provide that guidance. And to me, I find that there's too many presumptions, there's too much conversation around the cool toys, the data, you know, again, I look at the space economy and see how much discussion there is there, and yet we're 5 years away from realizing much of the potential at the space economy with Earth observation and SAR and INSAR provide. As an example, we could talk about 3D, we could talk about 4D in that conversation as well, and IoT. So I think, and I'll cover this in other talks moving forward, but I think that we need to plan the journey. I mean, our goal should be, as those that sort of are in this geospatial world that understand how to connect the dots, is to actually provide that plan to get from the start to a destination that our customers want, to understand where they are, to have them understand what's possible, but most importantly to understand where they're trying to get to. And I think that a strategy, I see too much conversation about strategy and, you know, big talk about things that end up sitting on shelves, but active, dynamic, enterprise geospatial strategies is where I sense things need to begin. It's not just about ones and twosies with customers, small pieces of projects. It's much more this holistic, bigger picture. And it's not just within one department, it's across departments. So I'll talk about this notion of EGS in future talks, but there is my Friday talk. And if you need to reach me, I always love comments. I've had some great comments this week on my last Friday talk. You can reach me on matt.sheehan@critigen.com. You can also find me on social media at @geomatsheehan. And I look forward to talking next week with another topic, and have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for watching.